Welcome to Kabbalah Daily, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. My name is Eli Bennett, and today we're talking about something most of us carry quietly, a fear we rarely name but constantly feel. It's not the fear of failure or rejection or even change. It's the fear of stillness. We live in a world that glorifies movement. We measure our days by how much we've done, how fast we've moved, how visible we've been. Yet beneath all this motion lies a constant unease, a whisper that if we ever stopped, even for a moment, everything might fall apart. But Kabbalah teaches the opposite. It teaches that true motion, real, spiritual, lasting movement, begins only when we learn how to be still. Think about how uncomfortable silence can feel. Waiting in line, lying in bed, sitting in a room with nothing but your own thoughts. Most of us reach for distraction before we even notice we're doing it. A scroll, a sound, a task. We call it boredom, but what it really is resistance to presence. Stillness feels like emptiness, but in Kabbalah, stillness is not the absence of life. It's the space where life begins. Every vessel, every creation starts with an empty space. Without it, light cannot enter. That's one of the oldest principles in Kabbalistic teaching. Light can only fill what's open. The universe itself follows this law. Before creation, there was infinite light, no boundaries, no separation. But for creation to exist, that infinite light had to contract, to pause, to make room. That pause, known as tzimtzum, was the first act of stillness. The Creator didn't stop out of exhaustion, but to allow something new to emerge. And that's what stillness is for us. It's not a stop sign, it's an opening. Yet we fear it, because when we slow down, things surface. The noise fades, and what's left are the truths we've been avoiding, the emotions we've buried, the questions we haven't answered. That's why most people fill their lives to the edge, to avoid what silence might reveal. But those thoughts, those emotions, those quiet discomforts, they're not enemies, they're signals. They show you where your vessel is ready to expand. Kabbalah teaches that discomfort isn't punishment, it's an invitation. Every restless thought, every tightness in your chest, every moment of stillness that feels unbearable, that's your soul knocking. It's trying to get your attention. So much of modern spirituality talks about movement, manifestation, progress, transformation. But without stillness, movement becomes noise. It's like trying to listen to a song without pauses between the notes. Without silence, there's no rhythm. Real movement always begins with a stop, the pause before a heartbeat, the stillness between inhale and exhale, the quiet before dawn. Every cycle of life breathes this truth: contraction before expansion, emptiness before creation. When we forget that, we burn out. We confuse activity with alignment. We row harder and harder in circles, mistaking effort for evolution. There's a story in the Zohar about a student who asked his teacher, "Why do I feel like I'm working so hard, but not moving anywhere?" The teacher replied, "Because you're rowing in the wrong direction." Movement means nothing without direction. Stillness gives direction. It realigns the vessel. It allows intention to return to the center. That's why stillness isn't the opposite of progress. It's the foundation of it. When you pause consciously, you make space for the light to guide you, instead of trying to force outcomes through willpower alone. And when the light guides you, everything moves differently. Not faster, but deeper. Not louder, but truer. You can see this in nature. The tide doesn't crash endlessly. It recedes before it returns. The moon doesn't shine constantly. It wanes to grow again. Even the heart doesn't beat without a pause between contractions. Creation itself rests in rhythm. Our problem isn't that we move too little. It's that we've forgotten how to stop. So how do we begin to rediscover stillness in a world built on noise? It starts small. Before you reach for your phone in the morning, take 1 minute. Just breathe. Feel the air move through your body. Listen for the space between thoughts. Before you enter a meeting, before you answer a message, before you react, pause. Feel your feet on the ground. Let silence arrive before speech. That small act changes everything about how your energy enters the world. And at the end of the day, before you close your eyes, give yourself 60 seconds with nothing on. No music, no scrolling, no distraction. Just be. That's not emptiness. That's manucha. Sacred rest. The kind of stillness that doesn't come from withdrawal, but from presence. It's where the vessel resets. Because stillness doesn't take you out of life. It puts you back in alignment with it. Sometimes, when we stop moving, we fear that we'll lose momentum. But the opposite happens. When you pause, you stop swimming against the current and start floating with it. You discover that the universe was never pushing against you. It was waiting for you to align. Kabbalah calls this harmony Nahat Ruach, peace of the spirit. It's not a passive peace. It's the quiet confidence that comes from moving in rhythm with something greater than yourself. And that's the real secret of stillness. When you find it, you stop reacting and start responding. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop forcing and start flowing. Stillness isn't an interruption of your life. It's the moment life finally catches up to you. So this week, don't be afraid to pause. When you feel restless, don't run from it. Sit with it. Let the discomfort reveal what's beneath. Let the silence show you what you've been too busy to hear. Remember, the light doesn't rush. It radiates. And you were never meant to race through this life. You were meant to receive it. So take a breath, be still, and let the movement come from within. Thank you for tuning in to Kabbalah Daily. When you have seen everything, comment, "I am ready to receive," as our secret sign that you are a true follower of Kabbalah. If this sparked something in you, subscribe and like for more weekly insights. Share this with someone who's ready to look deeper. Until next time, receive with intention, give with purpose.